In today's video, we're going to look at the gold market. This is the February futures contract on a 30-minute chart. And again, we're starting with a blank chart so I can show you how we come up with these levels and setups. So I'm going to start by running the symmetrical projections. Basically, we're taking these prior declines and then comparing them to the current decline to look for possible support. And then after that, we'll also look at any retracements or extensions. But let's start with the projections. So here, I'm going to look at the most recent stuff first. I'm going to take this prior high to low, project 100% of that. Okay, that comes in a little bit below the market. We've got another swing here that looks very similar, high to low. I'm going to project that from the most recent high. Looks like that one's going to be too small. How about this swing? We're going to take that high to the low and project from this high. And you can see that's even closer. This looks like it's too small, so we're going to leave that alone. But I'm also going to go over to the left-hand side of the chart because there are a lot of other swings that look pretty similar. We're going to use them also. So we're going to grab the high to the low, project from the high. Okay, that overlaps that same area. What about here? High to low, project from the high. So you can see how many of these swings are similar. Let's see if this one we're through. Nope, we're right on top of this one. We have another high to low. I know this is tedious, but you know, it's well worth it if it can help you find a winning trade. Okay, and then we take another high to low there. That comes in below. And this will be the last one we look at. Okay, that one we're through, so we're going to get rid of it. So far, we would have a setup already just off of the fact that we have a lot of symmetry projections here. But I do want to see what else might overlap. But I'm not going to use all the swings back there. I'm just going to use the most recent swing. So I'm going to run a retracement of this prior low to high. Okay, and you can see that the 786 comes in below the market. Then I'm also going to look at the larger swing, low to high. We went through that 618, so let's get rid of that. Okay, and then we have another 786 that comes in below and overlaps that other area. Okay, so what else? The only other thing I want to look at would be extensions, and in this case, we're going to run this low to this high and extend downwards. I might also run this one. Okay, so let's check those. So we have this low to this high. It's using the same tool, you know, the retracement tool, but it just includes extensions in there. So we have one overlap down here. And then it looks like if we do the larger swing, it may come in. Yeah, this is not going to be helpful. So we do have a setup though. Okay, so if we want to break this down into, you know, a couple of zones rather than, you know, just one zone, we're going to look at these areas first. 42.25.5 to 42.26.90. Oh, one other thing I do want to check. It looks like there's another smaller swing. I can possibly run an extension. So let's check this one. Okay, so that adds an additional level here. And let's see, where's the actual low? 42.27.80. The zone is 42.24.97 to 42.26.90. So it's not a perfect hit, but I'd say this is close enough as far as a trade setup. If we did end up trading lower, the other areas we'd look at, 42.18.20 area to 42.22.30 and 42.11.70 to 42.15.30. But so far it looks like you know, we are holding above that first level. Again, not a perfect hit, but absolutely close enough to look at this for a trade. And we also know that if that last low remains intact, that the potential upside target becomes the extension of the swing into the zone, which would give us a potential target at 43.07. Let's call that 50. Second target would be 43.29.20 area. Okay, so that's what we have in gold. You've got to set up right here, right now. You can go and check and see if it has triggered an entry for you or not, and the potential upside target is here. But the definition of risk would be either underneath the low that was made prior to the buy signal, or underneath the low end of the zone, which in this case would be underneath 42.2490. Okay, hope that helps. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe, and I'll try and get at least a couple out a week.